Joining me now on this episode of Locally Sourced CP is the PR manager of the one and only Cafe Rio in Ruidoso, New Mexico. Sir, thank you for joining me today.
Man, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. I know, a little delayed getting back to you. Big apologies on that.
No, 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 no. You guys have had your hands full
It's been summer.
up there
Yeah.
this summer, with the recent events and everything like that. And I totally understand. And I mean, like I said, we were talking earlier before, like when me and the family go up there, we at least visit, we visit you guys twice before we leave. So you
Yeah.
guys are always busy. So and then on top of everything
Crank them
that's been
out.
happening, no apologies needed here.
No, appreciate it. Appreciate it.
But again, Danny, I appreciate you coming on, talk a little about the awesomeness that is Cafe Rio up there. For those who don't know, can you talk a little bit about Cafe Rio, what you guys are, and how you all got started?
Yeah. So Cafe Rio, we're a little pizza place, family owned, in Ruidoso, New Mexico, right in Midtown, just smack dab in the middle of it all. Opened in 1993. As just a little slice shop, more or less, just a couple doors down the road from where we are now.
Mhm.
Real simple menu, started by two guys, Fred and Neil. Um, I'm not sure which or if both moved here from the Northeast. They came down, or one came down from Provincetown, and took inspiration from a place up there called Spiritus Pizza, which is
Mhm.
still there today.
Oh wow.
And it's crazy because you can actually see it if you go through our different styles and profiles. You can see where they took that inspiration from. They came down, developed their own recipes, and created their version, more or less, I suppose, of that. And they held it for about 7 years. Then it was sold around 2000 to
Mhm.
John Terrell, and he's who I started working for in 2004. And he built it out a little bit. He developed the menu a little bit, and really, I think outside of building the foundations for what the cafe is, Fred and Neil, John was really instrumental in kind of setting what at least I understand and what I've experienced is the culture of the cafe. They took a lot of that from Fred and Neil, but I think John kind of fine tuned it a little bit.
Mhm.
And around 2008, my dad bought it, oddly.
Sweet.
So luckily, I was already working there and in a position that I could be pretty helpful whenever he started. Um, and he actually started as a waiter there in 2001 for a little bit. So, we have a long history with the cafe, and it was it was fitting that someone local but also, within that family came and picked it up. And my dad's had it since then. So he broke the record of the 7 years for both owners before, and has now had it for oof, I don't know, I can't math anymore. What is it, 2024? Yeah, like 16 years, something.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, don't
So
worry. I can't
yeah,
math either, so.
yeah. So it's been a long run. And we're still sending it, same old
Dude,
thing,
that
same attitude, same reputation.
yeah, I gotta say, I mean, I've been going there since I was a kid, and
Yeah.
since I was a youngin, and I'll be honest, I've never noticed like a change of taste or service. I mean, it's always, besides it always being busy
Sure.
and
Sure.
always being packed. I mean, the food has always been great. Uh, Service has always been great. You couldn't tell that it changed owners. I never knew that. I
Oh,
always thought like it was owned by the same person since
yeah,
it's
we
originally
we
been
still
open.
get people who come in and ask, is John still around? Where's he at? And we get mail for Neil sometimes. It's like, yeah, I guess we're still, we've been around long enough, but we did inherit and take that culture seriously. I mean, we still live it. We're still
Yeah.
there
Yeah, because
every day.
I think one of the time, like even taking my daughter when she was like 2 or 3, it was like maybe like three, maybe 3 or 4. So it was like maybe 2010 or 2011. I still have the pictures of us eating inside the dining room, and just it's just so like awesome. And then to be able to take her back, and then my son, and then being able to at least pick it up and take it to wherever we're staying at, eat it. I
Yeah,
mean, it's so awesome to be able to share that
yeah.
with the family too.
We take that, the consistency, and yeah, we ain't changing recipes. So you
No.
know, we're all a lot. Everyone is cross trained. We all do a little bit of everything. We have a bigger staff than we've ever had before, but everyone tries to do a little bit of everything, and it's very uh cook focused in a lot of ways. You know, they
Yeah.
take a lot of pride and responsibility in their work, and you know, I think that shows in the product that comes out.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
Yeah,
it's all like I said. I mean, I speak from personal experience that I mean, everything from your freaking salads to the
that
sandwiches
Greek
and
man,
calzones. It's so
can't beat that
good.
Greek
It's
salad.
so
Yeah,
good. Like I
yeah,
think our go-to all the time is the salad, and then we always get at least the if we only get one pizza, we'll if it's just like few of us, we always get a large extra cheese pepperoni. We keep it simple sometimes, or we'll go like all meat or or something of everything. Like we usually do. Sometimes we'll do the pizza Rio classic.
yeah. The classic.
Just yeah. I mean, it's a
It is a
classic.
classic.
It's in the
Yeah,
name, man. Let's talk a little bit about menu.
cool.
Is there a favorite amongst locals, and is there a favorite amongst the ones that come in to visit, or is it kind of still is it the same? Have you noticed something like that?
Yeah, you know, we have some pizzas that are a little more, I don't know, specific tastes, you know, like the Hearts Delight. That's the Swiss capers, onions, and artichoke hearts.
Right.
And to a lot of people, it's a little bland, but some people just, man, that's what they want. They come in, they get their Greek salad, they get their Hearts Delight, and man, they just go to town. And it's like, oh yeah, we know those people. They're the locals. They're the, you know, that's the Hearts Delight couple or
Yeah.
whatever. The kitchen sink is huge, both with locals and tourists.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of people
That was
take off the
good.
pineapple and the anchovies. You know, they're a
Yeah.
little timid, a little scared, but I would recommend it. I think you know the sweet and the salt of the fish, like the sweet of the pineapple and the salt of the fish, really actually. I mean, it's intimidating. It's a huge pie. It's 16 toppings, but it does something to it that you just can't like. You're like, I don't like fish. You know, I don't
Yeah.
want pineapple on pizza. I'm one of those, but like. There's something about the kitchen sink that's just made it a staple for as long as I know. I mean, I don't know if it's ever not been on the menu,
Right.
but you know, it's one of those that everyone, you know, once they get it, they're like, oh, okay, so that's what this is about, you know.
Mhm.
Like even I, as the cook for a long time, was like, what is the, you know, what's the selling point of this? Like it just like it looks like a lot, you know, and
Yeah.
then you start getting down on it, and you're just like, oh, okay, like every bite's a little bit different, and you know, it all just works together somehow.
No, that's
Um,
crazy.
Personally, I like the connoisseur. It's like our white, but with sauce. Our house made ricotta, crushed garlic,
Ooh.
onions, and sausage, and then it's sprinkled with some grated Parmesan cheese before it's thrown in the oven. Gets a little roasty toasty.
Ooh.
It's just amazing.
That
And
sounds delicious.
yeah, next time you're up, if you haven't had it yet, give it a shot.
Yeah. 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 For
And
sure.
the crew likes sticks. You know, maybe that's convenience, or maybe it's just that zone spice. We made that ourselves. That's our own recipe. Parmesan, crushed red pepper, garlic powder, um, and yeah, people just go crazy for it. They'll ask for it sprinkled over their pizza, and there's all kinds of stuff. But the sticks are a big seller with the crew
Yeah.
for sure. And then
Oh,
there's
that's cool.
slices. You know, people love the slices. You know, they
Mhm.
can come in, toss two toppings on it. It's quick, usually about 5-10 minutes max, unless you know we're really in it. And you know, then we might just give you a 12-inch and be like two slices. You know,
Yeah.
and just cut you a deal. But
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and then I mean you guys got a huge menu. That's cool that you guys have the online menu and everything like that too. So that's so cool.
yeah, how you liking
You-
it? Pretty
was that?
clean. I said, how you liking that new menu? Is it pretty clean?
Yeah, it's like super nice. Like I was checking it out, and I mean, you got it's easy navigate, things like that. You got like especially click on your menu. You got like you had mentioned the crew faves, the
Yeah.
appetizers, pizza, sandwich, and calzones, and
Oh,
the
the cake.
dessert
I forgot about
drinks.
the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about the cake. We have two. The hummingbird cake is almost like a carrot cake, but without carrot, and has
Ooh,
pineapple and pecans in it, and
nice.
banana.
Yeah,
So it
for
comes
sure.
out very similar to like a banana cake, super moist, you know, dense, but like not too crummy.
Mm,
And we put a lemon cream cheese icing on it, dice it or cover it with some crushed coconut and some more nuts. And people,
nice.
that's one that's relatively recent. I say recent, but it's probably more than a decade at this point.
Yeah.
And people love that one. And then there's the double layer chocolate cake with espresso chocolate icing,
Yeah.
which that's been on the menu forever, as far as
Yeah.
I'm aware.
Yeah, we usually
And
have that at least
yeah,
once a order
yeah,
that we I'll
people
be
who
honest,
know
I haven't we haven't tried
the
the
hummingbird.
hummingbird cake because of
Yeah,
the kids because we usually get like one or two and then we'll like share it, but
sure,
I think like
sure, play it safe.
yeah, 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 for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, for sure.
No,
Yeah.
that's cool. No, I mean, I mean, like I said, the menu looks nice. The new website
Awesome.
and everything like
Appreciate it.
that
Appreciate it.
looks
You know,
really
stress
good. I know you
myself out
said,
over it this weekend. I was like, man, it's one of those where you start working on a project and you're just like, I'm just never going to be happy with this, you know, and just like start giving it to people to look at and you're just like, how's this? Is it fine? It's
yeah.
fine.
Remember, you're your own worst critic, so.
Exactly. Every time, dude. Yeah.
No, yeah, no, it looks good. And then I was noticing too, you guys got merch available on
We
the
got merch
website
available.
now.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Most of it's new design. I did most of that. The little raccoon on the apron, that's a brand new product. The raccoon is from the pandemic, actually. We got that commissioned by a
Yeah.
great local artist in New Mexico, Erin Taylor. I suggest everyone look her up on Instagram. She did that raccoon for us during the pandemic because we wanted to do something, and we got a review that called us trashy because we cherish our negative reviews as
Right.
much as we do our positive ones because they're funny. You know,
Yeah.
for us to have pissed someone off that bad, for them to
Yeah.
like go in there and rage and leave us a 1 star, it's usually pretty good. But somebody called us trashy, so we started talking about being trashy but essential because restaurant workers during the pandemic,
Mm,
all essential. We
yeah.
were all there. If you were doing anything to lift weight of the community, then you were out there. And so we made the raccoon shirt, got a little mask on it, and it just says trashy but essential along the side. And that was a crew only special. We do a lot of crew only specials like this one.
Yeah.
This is our let's see if you can see it. Yep.
Oh, all right, there you
That says bosun, which is
go.
we have a pirate crew mentality, always have, always will. And
Nice.
so that's basically saying that I kind of give a certain amount of direction and steerage
Mhm.
to the ship,
Yeah.
uh definitely not captain. That ain't it.
That's
He
just
does
something
great
cool,
work.
especially when someone local like that contributes to the community and
Yeah.
you guys. That's always so cool, and someone being and then being able to shout them out this little show here is so much cooler too.
Every little bit. Every
Yeah,
little
for
bit. I mean,
sure.
we're all working together, and like these collabs, we're building community out there, and every little thing, keeping it local and keeping it strong.
Yes, sir.
So
That's what I'm all about. I mean,
yeah,
it's
it's
so
at
cool.
Aaron Taylor Tattoo. Can you read that?
Yes, sir. If not, I'll put it up on the screen for sure.
Yeah.
I'll do a little screenshot
Uh,
right here.
she's done a fair amount of our design work in the past, and we love her. She does a really cool art style.
That's
She
cool.
used to draw on our windows for us during the holidays and stuff.
Oh,
Just do a
nice.
big old on that big pizza window where you can watch us throw the pizzas.
Right.
Um, but that she did that raccoon and we just loved it, so we decided to throw it back out there.
Yeah.
We want to feature more local artists, and we're going to keep working on that. It's been an idea for a while, so we're going to try and make that a little more active over the coming months. Maybe by the end of summer have something a little more formal set up to get people engaged in that.
Mm.
um and yeah, the pretty much all the merch is brand new. Just got it reconnected and some new designs out there. Um I think, let me see. The crew shirt, there's the classic crew shirt with just the logo here. That's the more contemporary. There's
Yeah.
the 90s crew shirt, which has that old logo. That's the old logo from the 90s.
Yes, that's
It
the one
used to
I
be,
was looking at too
yeah,
right earlier
yeah.
today, and I was like,
That's
oh, that's
that's what the
cool.
shirts used to be, just right across the back, big old red. Um, and yeah, the hats. And yeah, people love the hats.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. And that's so cool. You mentioned the pandemic because you guys worked through it as best as you can, and
Yeah. We had mixed
uh,
days.
yeah, you guys still had the support of the community. You guys,
Good.
I hate to mention it like this, but you guys survived it
Oh
like
yeah,
a lot of
sure.
other people. So I mean, the pandemic was the whole reason I started doing this was because I had some family and some friends that had local restaurants, and I was like, how can I help them out? And I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I could do this. I mean, I always say that yeah, I don't have like a whole lot of followers, but if I can at least get one person, interested in, I mean, at least that I'll feel good like that if they get
I
someone
mean,
to,
yeah. Cafe Rio started with the first dude that came in to buy a slice, man. So
yeah, that's true.
yeah, baby
That's cool,
steps.
and I'm just glad you guys are still around and you guys are doing so well, and I mean, you guys, I mean, you guys, even though you're not located here in El Paso, you're still so well known here, and it's
Yeah,
even though you guys are still local to me, like you're so far, you're so close, but so far. I don't know if that
I
makes
know.
any sense.
Just far enough to make it worth the drive,
Yeah,
and not too far to be like, well, we could do something else.
yeah,
And
for sure.
we got the benefit of the town. It's a whole bunch of small businesses and just local community stuff, then we're all just kind of working together to create the town
Yeah.
that draws, families to come up and see us, stay for a couple days. And, uh, we certainly wouldn't have survived 30 years without families coming from El Paso.
Yeah. No,
And
that's so cool. And then you
yeah,
guys, like you said, you have your locals there too that always
yeah,
support and help you
oh
guys
yeah,
out. Which also, comes back to, full circle what happened this summer with you guys with the fires and stuff like that. I mean, talk a little bit about that if you don't mind, just real
oh no,
quick, just so you can let people know the experience that you guys had as a business with it, kind of just, shutting you guys down for a little
yeah,
bit and then just bouncing back with kind of being back, getting back to normal now.
yeah. It's the summer started off just right off the bat weird. We've had two forest fires in our area already. The first one was the Blue Fire, which was north of town, thankfully, but still was a huge deal. It closed a lake. It threatened a lot of families that live out in Nogal and Alto and in those areas that are both more isolated and generally more at risk out there than people in town, despite things like congestion and stuff in town. The town was admittedly very efficient in getting people out of there, getting people notified once notifications started going, getting people organized and getting things going.
Right.
That would have been the second fire is when it really kicked off. That's when the evacuation of town itself happened. Uh, that would be the Salt Fire and the I can't remember what the other fire was, which is crazy because it was 30 days ago.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
no.
the
Like
Salt Fire.
we all saw it, like especially from here. I mean, we all watched it, holding our breath, making sure everyone up there was safe. And I have a few friends that have property up there, and fortunately, I think their properties they were really close to the fires, but they were actually spared by the fire and they were
Good.
okay. Just I know it was really scary for everybody up there,
It was. It was. That was the
and
South Fork fire. That's what it
yeah.
was.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah. South Fork fire. That's the one that just charged through town about a month ago or so. Um, and it's been impactful on town. Not only was that just an immediate loss. We had a Memorial Day weekend around the Blue Fire where
Mhm.
that pushed a bunch of people out, and people the moment there's rumors of fire they start being like, oh, well, the town. And that impacted us, around Memorial Day weekend, right? When we should have been, the town
Right.
should have been getting up and going, gearing up, hiring, and just getting ready for this influx of people. And right as it seemed to kind of be normalizing, um, then we had the second fire. And that one, with a full evacuation of the town, basically within 4 hours we went from what is that smoke cloud over there that looks pretty close
Mhm.
to being in a forced four-way like four-lane exit
Right.
evacuation route, just getting shuttled just out to Roswell. um and since then it wasn't too hard to get back. It took some time depending on what your situation was. A lot of people are still definitely suffering and having trouble getting insurance claims.
Mhm.
Insurance doesn't want to cover this because that's just their tactic these days, I suppose.
Yeah.
But everyone is just jumping through hoops trying to just get their lives back normal up here. And you know we have floods every once in a while. It seems to be getting a little bit better now. We're managing it. um but that also kind of impacts traffic, both people wanting to come up here but also the ability of locals to even get around.
Mhm.
And it continues to keep people on edge, and it's hard to continue like go back to work whenever you're still trying to just unpack. And every 5 days or so you're alerted that, hey, you might have to evacuate because this area is unstable. um so it's been a slow summer.
Mhm.
Like I said, I think it's been about a month now since all that. Um, and business has been steady. It's about even with what it would be during our slower seasons. So, February, March, April, or maybe September, November kind of areas where we
Mhm.
generally kind of take a break, step back. These are slower days by our standards for sure, not what we're looking for in middle of summer, but that's what the town is experiencing right now.
Cool.
But you know, town is open. We're here. We're doing our 5 days like we have for I don't even know how long now, but we're doing our 5-day schedule. Our neighbors are there. Midtown is got construction going on. They're putting up new buildings,
Mhm.
and people are wandering around, and trivia night across the street at Lost Hiker Brewing. I don't know if you pop in there whenever you're in town. It's just across the street, little local brewery.
Yeah.
They do trivia night, and they're doing
Oh,
that
cool.
tonight. They got some locals coming in, and kind of bringing Midtown back. So it's a slow process, but it's coming back. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I probably over answered your question, but
No, 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 no. Of course not. No, of course not. It's
yeah.
always good to talk about it, and like that way people know what's going on, and
Oh, for sure.
like especially like you being in our area and us being down here, like knowing what's going on up there, like it's just another way of telling people, everything's back, getting back to
Yeah.
normal, and not to hesitate to come out, and everything's safe, and come back.
Yeah. And it's tough. It's a bit of a balancing act because, like I said, it's some people are still suffering and trying to figure things out. And our biggest priority has been, taking care of the community, but making sure that our asking for tourism, or not even asking, but our need for it
Mhm.
and the need of other businesses needs to be compassionate. And our tourists, our guests, our customers need to be aware of the situation that they're walking into. It's
Yeah.
not a one-way street. The town provides the service that is, the experience. And if the town isn't doing okay, your experience isn't going to be okay. To look at it from a purely, kind of experiential perspective.
Mhm.
But these people need time to get back, not only to work, but to get back to their lives just as normal.
Yeah.
And a bunch, people not being considerate to those needs is going to cause, a certain amount of tension within the town.
Yeah.
And we've been facing that tension. We deal with it within our own workforce, but the town all over has been, uh, feeling that tension between wanting to get back to work and also recognizing, that there are needs in our community that need to be met first.
Mhm.
And everyone, as far as I can tell, is striving to meet those needs across the board.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a balancing act, but it's one that we're all kind of working our way through. So
Yeah, no, and then if there's anything I could do to help, I know I'm down here, but anything I could do, social media, even if you need to
yeah,
make some phone calls, I'm always
appreciate it.
willing to help, man. Please
This
let me
is
know.
great. I appreciated you reaching out, and looking back and realizing I missed you during the first fire, and I was like, oh man, I was
No,
like, but this is exactly the kind of thing that we want to do, that we like to do.
yeah,
We don't get enough opportunity to do it,
no,
so you're helping us so much just by sending us an invite, hitting us up, and being like, hey, let's chat a little bit. So we
no, yeah,
appreciate you
yeah.
just as much, man.
No, no, I appreciate taking the time because I mean, you like I said, you guys are always so busy,
No,
and like just you taking this few minutes to come on and just talk about you guys, making sure, letting everyone know that you guys are back open, everything's back
yeah,
heading back to normal. You got everyone's okay up there, and it's just awesome. That way we get let more as many people as I can know that
yeah.
let's go to Ruidoso,
Yeah,
get some pizza.
bring it on. Get a cabin that isn't in Upper Canyon, and enjoy the town. And
Yes,
yeah, you know, we couldn't do it without any, without both our locals, and you're a local. Like, as far as we're concerned, you might be in El Paso, but you're a local.
yeah,
That's if you can drive here, on a half tank of gas, how's that not local?
right.
So yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, and when people are up there, just so everyone's watching now, you can it's Cafe Rio up there in Ruidoso, New Mexico.
Yep.
How can if we're up, someone's up there, can you talk a little about what's the best way to order from you guys and how we can order?
Oh, yeah, best way is we don't do online ordering. We thought about it. I worked on it a little bit and decided that wasn't a good fit for the way we like to do business.
Right.
Maybe a little impersonal, and maybe giving a little too much liberty to people with too much time on their hands.
Hmm.
I got a kitchen sink minus 7 toppings. I'm going to start asking questions, and
Right.
if I can't call, I'm gonna start being like, I'm just not going to make this pizza for you, because
True.
you're starting to waste my time a little bit with this really weird half this,
Yeah.
minus 6 toppings. And it's like, okay, I get it, but every second counts sometimes,
Oh
and
yeah.
especially in the kitchen. And whenever one order is going to take me as long to do as three others, then it's a bit like, well, maybe online ordering isn't the way to go. I've seen the horror stories on the internet of
Yeah. I
half
mean,
pizza, nut and sauce.
if it's
But
work, I think too, if it's working for the way you guys are doing it, why change
yes,
it? And
100%. And so we do in-person orders at the window outside. You can walk up. We'll get you your time. We'll tell you exactly ish. All right, maybe not exactly. Within 5-ish minutes
yeah,
of when your order should be ready, you walk up. You say, "Hey, I got it to go for so and so. It's supposed to be ready at this time." Whoever's at the window, they'll finish what they're doing. They'll point at you and be like, "Hey, come here, get you cashed out, get you out." I mean, you gotta meet us halfway and communicate a little bit.
of
We yell,
course.
but sometimes you might not hear us. And other than that, we have the phones. It's 575-257-7746. Um, we try to answer.
Yeah.
We only have 2 lines going. We have on our busiest days, we have one person working the phones full time, but only 2 lines. We're not trying to increase that and make them, increase their workflow more for,
Right.
marginal benefit in our opinion.
Yeah.
Um, so sometimes, that gets overwhelmed and you can't get through. And sometimes we just get kind of sick of the phones and we just turn them off. At a certain point, we'll hit 2 hours out and we're looking at this and we're like, well, this isn't going to be fair to this guy who's ordering at the window, right?
Right.
Came up with no knowing what's going on. And, I don't know his journey, but he came here to
Yeah.
us. So I'm gonna, do a little something to make his journey a little easier. So if that means turning off the phone and lessening the wait times a little bit so this
Yeah.
line outside can get better times, then we're going to do that.
Yeah.
They took the time to and the effort, they paid money, gas, whatever, time
Right.
to come visit us and say hi and, interact a little bit. So
For
they
sure.
do end up getting a little bit of priority. So I guess it's a little bit of a tier system there, but it works for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Um,
whatever works for sure. And then
yeah.
you guys are in doing in-house dining too when
Yep.
available.
Yeah. We've been doing in-house dining for a bit now. I think coming up on a year and a half, maybe we've been back on
Cool.
dine in 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, all good.
Nice.
Waiting list is there. We got a little pizza bouncer, as the reviews like to call our host or hostess. The attitude is allowed with the hostess, so
Nice.
be a little wary. If don't get too snarky with her.
Cool, cool.
But yeah, that's the best way to get in contact. Our Instagram is Cafe Rio or Cafe_Rio_Pizza.
Yeah.
I have the actual Cafe Rio Pizza, but aesthetically it kind of looks trash. I was trying to work with that Instagram account and I was like, I hate it. I just hate seeing that handle. So I just sit on it. But it's Cafe_Rio_Pizza.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, www.caferio.pizza is the website. Brand new. Check it out. You know,
Hey,
looks like the
you're taking away my final question, man.
Oh
I was
man,
gonna
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
just on
yeah,
it.
no, that's cool. That's cool that you were doing all that at the yeah. I'll make sure I'll include all that information in the description below. That way people get a
Appreciate you.
hold of you, get the
Yeah.
information, check out the menu, maybe check it out before they head up to Ruidoso to get with you guys and order up, or
Oh,
maybe
for
even
sure.
dine in with you guys.
Yeah, and hit us up on Instagram, tag us and we'll shout you out. And I like to collect the pictures. I'm wanting to do a from the guest gallery to add to the gallery on the website. That's a little more cell phone pics, people, the
Sweet.
napkins on the walls with all the art, just kind of a little bit more of that as well. So,
That sounds
if you're in there, tag us and we'll get you up there.
That sounds good, Daniel. Appreciate it, man. And then,
Yeah.
I just want to, and is there any, I appreciate you coming on, taking time out of your day to talk
Oh,
about
not at
Cafe
all.
Rio and everything going on. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Rad, before we end today, man?
No, this is great. Caught me on my day off, chilling, went outside, did some yard work, got a sunburn,
Look
came
out.
inside, chilling in the air conditioning. We're good to go.
Nice.
So,
I gotta hit the yard tomorrow when I get home. So,
oh man, good luck with it. It's hot out there.
and I think it just rained too. So I'm like, oh man, I might not be able to cut it till it dries, but we'll see.
Oh, dude, I know. It's like on one hand, I'm like, can I cut this or can I just rip this out of the ground?
Right.
And it seems like neither ever. So, yeah.
Oh, well, Daniel, I appreciate you jumping on with me, talking a little Cafe Rio. I for one can't personally wait to get back up there and check you guys out
Oh,
and
looking forward to it.
get some pizzas. And if I'm there, if I see you there and we're dining in or picking up, I'll make sure I'll say hi. And again, Daniel, I appreciate you joining me today.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you.
Cool, everyone. Daniel Woods, everybody, PR manager, Cafe
Been a
Rio. Hit him
pleasure.
up. Information description below. Sir, thank you for joining me today.